time to take the stator out then, and the wiring that goes along with it. You've got your 3-phase there that comes along and down there connecting to the stator itself, and then these 2 wires here which go to your pickup over there, which is it's essentially a signal for the timing of the spark. I'm going to use an impact, and I'm going to use Old Faithful. Didn't call Faithful, look. That's a brand name from the 80s. I'll be astonished if this works. Oh wow, not budged. Right, this is not turning into another stuck bolt removal. These are too tight. You can't get a good grip on them with a decent enough screwdriver. Impact won't work because I can't hold this steady and hold the impact and hit it at the same time. It's obviously a very odd shape. So I'm going to get my air saw across these screws and make myself a decent head that I can turn. I'm not sure about the stator, they're going to be a bit too awkward, so I might need to try a bit harder with those. Nope. Just span it out. A job that you think is really going to be just, oh, I'll just take that out and clean it up, and that becomes a job in itself. Did that make any sense? Probably not. Nope. Really didn't want this particular little bit of the process to turn into yet another stuck bolt bit of nonsense, but there you go, unstuck. Yeah, barely scratched it actually, so that's fine. That's all good. It's just twisting off. So I think what I need to do is try and clamp that back together and maybe grind a flat on either side, and then use maybe a 10 or 8mm spanner on it or something like that. I don't want to go completely chewing that off. This was supposed to be just a, oh, let's just quickly clean the side cover up. Right. It might be really still hot, so hopefully it comes off. See if it will slip over. Hang on. Yeah, I think it just about does. Well, that was a lucky save. Don't think I'm going to be able to use that one again. With a bit of luck, this one won't argue, and then we just got to work on the 3 in the middle. Right, just got to avoid cutting into the mating surface of the case, otherwise that's even more work. Let's see if we can undo this one without too many dramas. See if we got lucky with this one as well. Crap. Right, well, might as well just try and pull that one off now. Let's get these out. It was turning, broke off just above the plate, but I wouldn't mind betting we can get the pliers or something on that. Stick some down there to. Yeah, I think it was turning annoyingly. I think I just weakened it with the welding, so it turned initially, then the head kind of broke in two, and weld that spanner on, and then it sheared off. It's really odd. Anyway. Yeah. Well tight. Final bolt, moment of truth. Can't get a spanner on this very often away once you've welded a nut on. I think the standard will fit after that. Here it goes. Oh, that's turning a bit easy. Well, that was a bit of a sod to get off. I think only one bolt on the stator itself came out with relative ease. The other two were really difficult, and of the three case bolts that hold the pulse coil and the retaining bracket for the three-phase wiring, they were an absolute nightmare. So that was 5 out of 6 that were really problematic, but anyway, they came out in the end. But I damaged the stator in the process. The stator absolutely had to come out. This case is filthy and it needs to be cleaned before it's put back on. My freshly stripped, cleaned and rebuilt engine, there's no way I'm putting this back on there without getting behind there and thoroughly cleaning out all this gloop and gunk, and very gritty, some of it. Pretty sure some of that's metallic in nature. In fact, this is one of the first things I removed from the bike before I did the engine strip down, and there was lumps of metal in there, so there's no way it's going back on in the state that it's in. And I need to get behind the oil sight glass as well for the oil level and clean that. So the stator had to come out. I wasn't just going to leave it if it was going to be difficult, and if I damaged it then that's fine. I'm going to replace it. I've got a new one on order, but I've definitely damaged it because I've gone across the windings there on one of the phases with my angle grinder course had to do a fair bit of cutting, grinding and welding, and unfortunately that has knackered the stator. And I know it's knackered it because I've already tested the connector at the end, and I'll show you that test in a moment. There are 2 tests that you need to do as a static test anyway, and this is definitely foobar, and I've got a new one on its way. So let me show you the test I did, and hopefully that'll give you an understanding of why I've got to replace it now. Even though you can see the physical damage, of course, it's good to know what the problem is. Right, so let me show you what I mean by the stator is a little bit foobar. So these are your sort of 3 ends to your 3 phases of the alternator. Each of these wires coils around every, so we go that one, and then 1, 2, that one, 1, 2, that one, 1, 2, that one, and so on. And then the next wire will be the next set of coils, and the next wire will be the next set of coils, always skipping 2, if that makes sense. Okay, and they all converge at the end at a point. So these are all connected at the other end of each of those wires. So they should have continuity. So if we poke a probe down there and we poke one in there, you'll see that one, give it a good connection because obviously this is just loosely fitted, will go to, there you go, 0.9, something like that. So anyway, it's giving you a resistance reading, so there should be resistance there. But if you poke it on that one, absolutely nothing. And if you check that pair, absolutely nothing. It's only when you check this pair you see any resistance, which means that one is the broken one. And of course that's the one, well, I don't know that's the one, but you can see I've done some right proper damage on that winding there with my angle grinder, and that's not going to have done it any favours. So that might not be the issue, there could be a break somewhere else, but that is not going to have helped it in any way. So so there's definitely some damage on this stator, and it definitely needs replacing. So I've ordered another one. Whilst I've got it all apart, there's no sense in not replacing something like this. The other test, so that's to check for continuity. You also have to check that nothing's shorting or grounding out. So you poke your little probe down any one of the phases, touch it against the actual stator itself, and there you go. You see it's staying as an open circuit, so there's no shorting on that wire. Same with that one, and same with that one. We know that wire's damaged anyway, so there definitely shouldn't be any shorting out on that one. So that's this stator looked at. Got a new one on the way, and I'll get that all fitted as part of the rebuild. And I'd just like to finish by saying that no metric spanners were injured in the making of this video. Well, I don't know how much responsibility I need to take for damaging that stator, but I think it's a fair bet that skirting across one of those windings with the angle grinder didn't do it any favours. So the fact that one of the windings has got no continuity, probably down to me. Either way, got a new stator on the way, so it doesn't matter. The other 2 windings that were showing resistance of about 0.91 ohm, something like that, way too high, way out of range, should be about 0.3, 0.4. But I'm thinking a lot of that, most of the extra resistance there would have come out of the leads on the multimeter. I don't have a 0 button, it's just a cheap, inexpensive Rawson, so I dare say they were functioning okay. But either way, it's immaterial. New stator on the way. Next video, we're going to get this engine finished off, which means I need to fit the starter motor, both side covers, obviously stator side, with the new stator installed, and things like neutral switch, final drive, oil filter, middle gear cover and oil filter cover, and not forgetting, of course, last but not least, and not necessarily in this order, I need to fit the valve covers once I've done the adjustments on them. I'll be able to get the engine back in the bike then, hopefully get it all fired up. Hopefully she runs. Anyway, Thank you very much for watching. Don't forget to like, subscribe and share. And if you do enjoy these videos, leave me a comment. If you've got a question, leave me a comment and I will get back to you. I'll see you on the next video.